We might want to get just a touch closer if we can. This microwave. Oh, we're live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Wow, there's a lot of people here. I'm not sure why. Not that many people come when I do these streams. So what's the deal with that? Hello, everyone. I'm Jason. This is Kendra.
Hello.
This is the Kendra and Jason live stream. Obviously, you've heard of many of you have heard of Kendra. She's my wife. She is a Dharma teacher in the Quantum School of Zen. She's also a yoga teacher and many other things. We can get into that soon. So this is an informal gathering. We're just hanging out, getting to meet people from around the world. If you haven't already, let us know in the chat where you are living. And I usually like to go through the chat and see what's up. I read everything. And I promise some people thought I would skip questions if I didn't want you to answer them.
Oh, really?
So she said that someone said that you should read the chat, but I promise that I will not skip anything. And if I do, we have people who always make sure I'm
Hi,
listening.
Jeff.
All right, let's see. Okay, we're starting off with Jeff. Hey,
Yay.
hello, Kendra, Jason, and everyone. Hapchong. Jeff is from Providence. Denzo, where are you living? Let's talk about your situation in a second. Welcome to the live stream. Helena's from South Africa. I know some of these people. Hello, everyone. Did you get your book, Helena, yet? Denzo, I'm going to go through this chat and we can go back checking out some of these questions. I'm interested in becoming an official licensed Zen master. How can I become this and how do you make a living? Wow. All right, we'll get back to that. Cesare, hey, Cesare. Vivian's from where you live now? Canada.
Where in Canada? It's a big country.
Let us know, Vivian. I can't remember at the moment. She practices with the online Sangha, Kansas Zen Center. Denzo's saying he's good. Trixie Cat's here. Trixie Cat's down here. Is your husband here? Hi, everyone. John Sweet, does everyone have their popcorn? We need something. Tosca. Hello, Jason and Kendra. Good to see you, Tosca. Let us know where you're living. Kendra might have heard of some of you, but there's some people I haven't seen here before. So let us know in the chat where you are living. All right. And this is a good chance just to hang out. Like I said, if you do have any questions for Kendra, please feel free to ask. It can be any kind of question. She is a Dharma teacher, so it could be a Dharma question if you want. Could be a question about me, if you would like. I don't even know how this started. I don't know if it was my idea. Can someone tell me how this started? I think it happened organically in one of the streams from Empty Gate Zen Center. I don't know. It was something about, we were talking about people's idea of Zen teachers, I think. And then how some people have an idea of a Zen teacher. And then I think I had the idea of like, well, maybe we should get Kendra in here and clear that up, take away that idea. I think that's how it started, but maybe someone else remembers because I really don't. It started a long time ago and we're finally doing it. So that's awesome. So yeah, if you haven't already, let us know in the chat where you're living. Helena, oh, good, thanks. Good. Oh, Vivian. So people like to chat with each other, which is good. Tamar's here. Hey, Tamar. Eric Fox is here. Tom made it. Hello, everyone. Greetings from rainy Germany.
Hey, Tom.
Kendra does know Tom.
Yeah.
And Jeff. And there's probably some other. Do you know John Sweet? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hashim's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Vivian. Sylvia's here.
You're welcome. Sylvia.
Thank you, Kendra, for doing this. Yeah. Trixie
Cat. See what you say afterwards.
Okay. She's laughing at John's joke about popcorn. We're drinking water, by the way. I thought we were going to have something else, but...
Yeah, what happened to that?
I might need it later. Let's see. Magdalena, hello, everyone. Denzo, hello, Buddha. Vivian, hello, Hashim. Good to see you. Cesare, a long time no see at John. Oh, yeah, that's a joke. John's at pretty much everything. Whoa, this is going fast. All right, I am sorry.
Montreal. Great. Thanks, Vivian.
Yeah, Montreal. I remember now. I can't remember everything, but I try. Let's see.
Centralia. Cool. Trish.
Wait, I got to back up here. Oh. All right, John. Jason Quinn Zen said hello. David 108, hello, everybody. How's it going? Hey, David, good to see you. Some of these people follow the channel and make a lot of comments on my videos. Vivian, hello, Helena. Pleased to meet you. Trixie Cat. Hi, Kendra and Jason. VRZR EA, hi, and thank you. Cesare from Switzerland. Roberta is here. Whoa, Hoffman. Robin.
Hey, Robin.
She's in
Great to
CZC.
see
Did you
you.
know that she's living at Cambridge Zen Center?
I think I saw you share something about that, Robin.
And she's the director. there.
Oh, fantastic. Even
To
better.
add more. How's that going, by the way?
Welcome back to the
You ready?
East Coast.
Right. You ready to run away to California? Yeah. Trish. Yes. Trish is here from Centralia. Yeah. She's.
Yeah. Did you tell Trish that we were in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one who I might have told you said she can be a contact if we ever want to look at properties or things like that. Whatever.
Thank you, Trish.
She's also a big supporter on Patreon. Awesome.
Awesome.
Eric's. Oh, yeah. From Boise, Idaho. Eric.
Hey, Eric.
We'll hopefully
Yay,
be in
Boise.
Boise at some point. I was supposed to be there in May, but we'll see how that's going to go. All right. So Helena's from South Africa. I already knew that. Yeah. Montreal.
Where in South Africa, Helena, do you live?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
This is a good time to, let Kendra ask you questions. It could go the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. You thought you were going to ask me questions, but actually.
Right. Because sometimes you might hear about some of these people, but don't know.
Yeah, Helena, I spent about 6 months in Johannesburg and then just up north in Windhoek, Namibia, when I was in college. So I have very fond memories and experiences of South Africa.
Definitely. Denzel, I live in Texas. Okay. Awesome. Trixie Cat, Kentucky. Vivian, Montreal. Yes. Tamar. Hi, Jason. Hi, Kendra. Thank you for joining us today. Greetings from
Sagarejo,
Georgia.
I know it's a slight Georgia. Spanish accent, which is, I'm sure, not Georgia. Correct. Tamar, hi. Good to see you.
Yeah, she's way out there. David from Slovakia. The internet connection is really bad on my side. How's it looking on our side? Should be good. I know our kids always rob the internet during the weekends, but I have a special trick that I don't know if you know, but on my little Google Home app, I can prioritize the internet for my own computer. So cool. I have done that. So it should be good. Let me know in the chat if we look okay and sound okay, because the microphone is being shared by both of us.
Helena's still waiting very patiently for her book.
All right. All right. That's too bad. God, I sent that in December, like before Christmas. So hopefully it didn't get lost. I had it set up where if it did, or if it couldn't find its way, it would come back to me. We'll see. You should get it. Hopefully. All right. Right. Sylvia's in Dallas. Yes. Helena. Okay. Waiting for the book. Sorry. This chat jumps. Hot summer days in South Africa. Tosca says.
Ooh, I'm seeing some questions. All right.
Denzo, his Zen book is great. One of the best Zen books I ever read. What book are we? Oh, that book. My book. Okay. I think you're talking about my book. Hey, David's here. Hello. Joseph from Poland. I always screw those up. I always tell people, I'm sorry to mispronounce your names, but there's a lot of people from all over. Vivian. Oh, hi, Kendra. A question to you. What is...
Yes.
Oh, no.
Great question.
Vivian, didn't we talk about this? What is it like to live with a Zen teacher who always says, put it all down? I don't think I've ever said that, but I'll let Kendra answer that.
So is that a real question or is that a joke question? Because I can answer that question.
Yeah. Well, Vivian, you have to let us know. Well, we'll keep going. Roberta. Great. Hyperchaotix 32X. Very nice to meet you. That's talking about you because I know who he is. Cool. VRZR, I'm curious about how did you meet? Which version do you want to hear?
And then say right down there, do you remember, Kendra, do you remember what you thought about Jason when you first saw or met him?
I'm going to tell you that she doesn't remember the first time we met. How about that?
Why don't you start with telling the story and I'll jump in and answer that other one.
See, 2005, I think I just became a full monastic, meaning I took the full vows. So I was a hangjaw, which is not even a monastic in training. It's basically a layperson who puts on brown monk clothes and lives and practices at the Zen Center. Then I was a novice monk, and I think I was that for 3 years. And then in 2005, I became a full bhikkhu, they call it, where you take over 250 precepts. So 2005 is when I met Kendra. Let's see.
Had you had your solo retreat yet?
No, that was the following year. Yeah, following year. So let's see. I have to
I was
remember
at
this.
Providence Zen Center for a weekend because I was planning to move into Cambridge Zen Center. And one of the requirements of moving into a Zen Center is that you have enough experience with the practice to know that it's the right fit for you. And so one of those ways that you can do that is by sitting X number of days of a meditation retreat in our school in the quantum tradition. So I had sat a long retreat at Cambridge Zen Center and needed to, we got a little bit more long sitting exposure. And so I sat a retreat at Providence Zen Center.
Was that time you came?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was it. Yeah. And then there was some sort of kind of celebration. Maybe it was the last day of a longer retreat or something.
Don't remember that.
And well,
I know that you needed to come to do a retreat, right? So you can move in. There was a requirement to move in Zen Center, and she was with the partner at the time. That's all I remember because I saw. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tam. Many people know Tamarind. Tamarind and I were always in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning, do all kinds of stuff. And Tamarind and I were in the kitchen, and then a couple comes walking downstairs, and it was Kendra and her partner at the time. And I remember going, wow, just blown away. It was just some more energy. Wow, I think. I don't know. And then I remember Tam was like, wow, looking at her partner at the time. They had like this long, dark hair. So that's what I remember the most. And I don't know. Yeah, we introduced ourselves, but we didn't like hang out. I don't even think I did the retreat. I think it was cooking or working or doing something. But I think you did the retreat, right? Both of you? Was it that?
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember.
Anyways, that was the first time we met, which was 2005. She doesn't remember.
Which I don't remember. I don't remember that meeting at all. I remember going to the Providence Zen Center, but I don't remember meeting Jason. There were a lot of new things and people at the time.
Right.
But
right. So,
but what I do remember very clearly is 3 years later, I came back to Providence Zen Center to sit some of Summer Kilche.
Right. Summer Kilche is our summer retreat. Usually it was 3 or 4 weeks long. I think you came for a few days, 4 days,
4 or 5
something
days,
like that,
4
4 or 5 days. So I was the kitchen master for that 3 or 4 months. And Kendra came to the retreat, and everybody is assigned a work job, and she was working in the kitchen. I think I assigned her that job.
I know, you did. You've told me that you did.
I forgot because I was the work master and kitchen master for that retreat. So I assigned her to work in the kitchen. And that's where we actually, she remembers meeting and connecting during that retreat, because we had a lot to do. I mean, we had to cook for all the people at the retreat, and it was for lunch and dinner. So
I forget who asked that question initially. Oh yeah, Zhao Mao.
Tom.
All right, Tom. So Tom, what I remember about that time is 2 things. One is Jason was very kind. Like right away, I connected to this like kind face and demeanor. And this is something that I, as a native or original Californian who transplanted to the East Coast, I often felt a little bit of a cultural disconnect. And I noticed that folks that I really kind of connected with instantly, oftentimes I'd find out later, oh, they're originally from the West Coast, from California, from Oregon, from Washington. So there was a little bit of that. It's like, oh, like that kind of kindred spiritness that I
sense. And that's right. I remember, because so that was the summer, and I already had a plan to move back to California. Yeah. And that's when I moved to Empty Gate Zen Center in Berkeley.
But I wasn't done yet.
Oh, sorry about that. Continue.
This is real life. So
you were saying?
So that joke question about what is it like to live with Zen master or Zen teacher, that actually is right, that you can say something and have a moment, but then you don't hold on to it. Mostly.
Right.
So what I was going to say, and then please continue, was that two things. One is that I right away noticed that your kind of kindness and your kind being, and then also this was supposed to be a silent retreat, but Jason talked a lot, and I don't know, maybe it was just more than what I was expecting. It was kind of kitchen, like how to, what we needed to do and this and that, but also we got some like chit chat in there and like, how are you doing? Tell me about yourself. It's like, oh, okay. And there was a little bit of, well, I don't know. I think right away it was a little bit of a, I guess, good teaching for me, because I had this idea of probably what many of us had. It's like, oh, someone, he's, this person's a monk, lives at the Zen Center. It's like, got to be very serious about practice and, always follow the practice rules. And then I was like, oh, he's just a normal person. And like, you can still fit in like a friendly conversation. And so that was another thing that stood out to me.
Cool. I mean, I guess that you answered the question. We don't have to continue because the question was what you thought about Jason when you saw him at him. So
Yes.
there we go. So let's keep going. And we can continue if people want to know more, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds good.
I just blurted out. I remember I had plans of moving to Empty Gate, and I did in 2008 in the fall, actually.
Yeah. But that was also, I think that's kind of a significant part of our story, because when Jason moved back to Berkeley and settled there, I was also in the process. I was still living on the East Coast, but would visit, and I'd never visited our Berkeley Zen Center, even though my family at the time lived in the Bay Area as well, so not too far. So yeah, you mentioned Berkeley and invited me to come.
That's one thing I did. I invited everyone to come
Yeah.
to Berkeley and practice, especially if they're in town and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that was when I started to move back to California and started coming to the Zen Center in Berkeley regularly. That's when we connected.
Right.
Romantically.
But no one asked about that, so I'll continue. Helena, that's great. Kendra, South Africa is a beautiful country. I live in George, about 5 hours from Cape Town.
Cool. Wonderful. Yeah. Oh, Cape Town is so gorgeous.
Tricks, everything looks good and sounds good. Well, that's true. Ryan, hey, Jason, long time no see. Here from Central Virginia. Where have you been, Ryan? Todd, hi, Jason. Nice to meet you, Kendra. It's Todd. He's a regular. Roberta, Jason, I remember that day you became a monk.
Aww.
Wow. Was it after I became when I was a Hangjaw? Right. That was 2001. I think that's when I became I don't remember all this stuff. There was a formal,
Robin.
Robin knows. Actually, Robin was, I gave her meditation instruction when she first came to the Zen Center. So that's how we know each other.
So yeah, so Jeff, Robin are two folks who were a longtime friends and were near Providence Zen Center when Jason and I were living there when our son Miles was born. So you both have a very special place in my Zen Center heart.
Yeah. Let's see. Vivian, haha. I just meant, how is it like to face the Dharma or be reminded of the Dharma daily? I know many couples who don't have their spouse in the same practice or even believe in Zen. Do I talk about the Dharma? I don't think I do.
That's a really good question, and I don't know if I can fully answer it or do it justice. I will try though, because I think it's a really thoughtful question, and I appreciate that you're asking it. I don't know. I mean, I guess I feel like there are two pieces of that question. The first is what is it like to have Dharma come up in daily life so explicitly with your partner? And that's I don't know. I mean, one of the things that I appreciate about Jason, I appreciate about our practice, like our tradition also, the quantum school, and the way that practice has shown up in, I think, both of our lives, is that we don't make it mean something special. I grew up in a family with a lot of kind of new age traditions and a lot of really lovely things about that. And then also, I don't know, I was around enough in kind of the Bay Area, new age hippie environment to know you can say a lot of nice things, but the way that people act doesn't always line up with those beliefs. So that was always something that was really important to me. It's not just what you say about practice, but how you're actually living it out in your daily life. I don't know. I feel like that's something that you always embody and are explicit about, and I don't know, have a commitment to also, and are willing to. I think that's really helped both of us to be able to kind of go through the normal stuff that couples go through of being really different people and having sometimes personality clashes or different needs or priorities or not always listening to each other. And practice has been a tool that I think helps us both kind of come back to our centers, either in that moment or going away, settling down, and then being able to come back together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the second part of your question, which is about like, yeah, couples, a lot of couples who don't practice in the same, who one person is practicing, one person is not. Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, I often think, we only have control of our own actions, and there's a lot of people who are kind and generous and present and responsive and like wonderful partners who aren't Zen practitioners, and you don't need to do practice to be that way. I think we can do the best that we can for ourselves, and yeah, I don't know. That's
Cool. Yeah.
That's the best I can do right now. Really great question, Vivian.
Yeah. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the Kendra and Jason live stream. We're just hanging out, getting to meet people from around the world, answering questions if you have them. Oops, dang, I hate when it does that. All right, let's go back.
They just jumped. There we go. Yeah.
All right.
How did you like the strawberry cake?
David, yeah.
I look forward to this cake every year. This cake is actually, I think, more famous than I am. I had a couple friends, I didn't tell you this, a couple friends who texted me birthday greetings. They asked me specifically about my cake. Like, is today strawberry cake day? Oh, and happy birthday.
Yeah, David knows about this because he saw my last Everyday Zen series video called, what's it called? Leaving Home for Enlightenment. It's a very interesting title. But it's the process of me making this cake, since it is an annual tradition. And it was the best one, I think, yet. We always say that every year.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that cake. It tastes even more delicious than it looks, if you can believe that. I wish I could share it with you.
Robin says, Jason, you are always cooking. Yeah. I was until I moved to the Empty Gate Zen Center by myself. I stopped. I was eating leftover food from retreats and making oatmeal for breakfast and this peanut butter sandwich for dinner. I realized I don't like cooking just for myself. Like, it has to be bigger than that. At least that's how I say it.
And that is something that you do in our family.
Right.
That's another nice thing about living with a Zen practitioner. I don't know. This is a nice thing about living with Jason. It's like a former kitchen master.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely enjoy cooking. Jason is our primary chef in the house, and certainly our weekday chef. And
grocery shopper.
Yeah. Kitchen master.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So yeah, it's wonderful.
Let's see, Jeff. Hi, Robin. Good to see you. Jeff's there. Hi. Frederick is here. Blessings.
Oh, Jason. Hey, Frederick. Great to see you.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen you for a while.
HyperKX32X.
Hope school is going well for you, Frederick. I know you were kind of coming in and out, so I hope it's going well.
Let's see, HyperKX32X. That is wonderful. He is still Jason. Wonderful to take from that. Okay. Tom, wonderful. Thanks for the detailed answer. You're welcome, Tom. Frederick, I hope the two of you are well so far. HyperKX32X. No way to be judgmental, but many other couples with different faiths seem to have a hard time living together. Yeah, I guess it's mixed. I've met many different couples who practice different religions or faiths, and it really depends on if they're a practicing person or a religious person. And I guess what I mean in that is there's some people who have faith or just belief in something outside of themselves, and then there's some people who actually use the practice, whether they're practicing Christianity, Islam, any kind of practice, right? I've seen that makes the difference. Are you a practitioner or are you a believer? And I think that makes a difference in I've seen in people's relationships.
Do you think that the two are not, they're mutually exclusive? You're either one or the other?
No. There's people who, no, belief is fine. But, like the first person I met who blew me away was Father Kevin Hunt. So he used to do retreats with my teachers and Master De Kwong. It was Christian Buddhist retreats in Providence. They held them 2 to 3 times a year, I think. And it was just really interesting to meet someone. Like, you can just tell by the way he talked. And he goes, what we do is exactly like Zen. We don't call it chanting. We call it hymns. We don't call it meditation. We call it reflection. We also get up early in the morning and wear weird clothes. It was really just cool to hear him. And then how they talk about God, right? Like, it's different ways of pointing to something That's before thinking, or like your original nature. So I don't know. I find there is a difference. Just like there's religious Buddhists too. When I was in Asia, I saw it a lot. Like people would put money on the altar, pray to Buddha that their kid goes to the best school in America. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of Buddhism at that time when I was there, I don't know how it is now, because I heard the younger generation didn't want anything to do with Buddhism. Until Hyang Gaksening wrote this book From Harvard to Hwagesaw, because he actually went to Harvard and then became a monk, and it just blew people's minds. Then the younger generation was like, there's something else going on. When they went to visit the temple, there was an actual practice rather than just a belief. So I found that pretty fascinating. But let's get through this, because I think there's a lot going on here. Hyperchaotix 32X, you guys show how it can be done.
We try.
We try. That's all you can do. Chill Dragon. Hey, Chill Dragon's here. He lives in the Bay Area. Just dropping in. Great to see your wife streaming with you. Happy late birthday, Kendra.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sylvia, to both of you, what is one great thing that you learned from your partner?
Oh, that's a great one. Do you want to?
I guess I could start.
Yeah.
I would say balance. Like when I was younger, we've talked about this. Like maybe you have an idea of somebody you want to be with, and it's always like that people have the same interests, you do the same things, right? You're kind of like, basically you're kind of trying to find yourself, which is weird. Like you want to date yourself. Right. But I learned like it was the differences that we had that made it work. And this, I guess, kind of ties back to the last question, because we practice that, like I learned this from the Zen Center. And I guess you can look at old tribes, right? Like there was a person who was the religious person. Then you had the witch doctor, or the medicine man person. Then you had the hunters. Then you had the people who cooked, right? It was like everyone was doing these different things to make something happen. And you couldn't take one of those things out to make the situation work. And if you live at a Zen center, you get to see that too, right? You have a guiding teacher, you have an abbot, you have a house master, you have a kitchen master, and they're all doing this thing to help people offer practice to people who want to learn about themselves. And I guess, relationships, no matter if it's a romantic relationship or a relationship with your family and stuff, it's the same thing. That's what I learned. Like it was the differences that actually made it work, I think, because we're different people, and we have to have that balance. Like she is more better at planning things out and thinking of the future and being responsible.
Yep.
And I have my more intuitive, I guess.
Oh, you're great in the moment.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Maybe you can say, I don't know what I am, but I know that helped a lot to realize that, it's the differences that actually make this work, I think. But because we come from a place of how can I help? It's not just all about me, but sometimes it is. And then we learn what happens and then we work it out. But yeah, I would say that would be it. Balance.
That's nice, sweetie. So yeah, I could say a lot of different things, but I think, I don't know, one of the things that I think I have learned from you is, we were just talking about this, is like being okay with beating to one's own drummer. And or to say it in kind of Zen speak, it's like believing in yourself. And it's interesting because someone else can't do that for you. They can't make you believe in yourself. So I don't mean that I learned it in that way. But what I think, I have seen that in you, and I have, I don't know, I think it comes out just in the way, as a couple or as partners, like, we're often just talking about the situations that come up in life. For me, a lot of it's been like things that come up at work or in friendships or kind of extended family life. And I don't know, one of the things that I feel like I often get from you is a response that, I don't know, kind of a caring, you do you type of response, right? So not blowing someone else off, but really, there's only so much we can do as a person to manage someone else's experience. And we ourselves really can we ourselves are the only ones kind of in a moment who can really connect to what feels right and intuitive. So I don't know. I've seen that come up a lot. I've seen that quality in myself strengthen over time. I think that it's come up a lot in my professional life, and like the fact that we've both supported each other to
Right.
be pretty unconventional in our careers.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I'll just add, like, for me, that was a big one, as I was, again, raised in a fairly traditional environment, and my professional training was in academia, and there's a very kind of clear, rigid path of what success looks like within that field. So for me, it's been quite a journey of kind of finding my own place. And I don't know, it's been really wonderful to see that and to have that resonance with you, with my partner.
Yeah.
Hope that wasn't too long-winded. I like to, tell all the details of a story.
Oh, yeah. No, we have plenty of time too.
Okay, good.
Let's see, Robin, your debong stream was there. Yes, Jason was my first teacher. Okay, so debong stream. So that was my bhikkhu ceremony, because they had to be 5 bhikkhus who've been bhikkhus for over 5 years or 10 years or something like that. That's why we could never do the ceremony, because we didn't have enough people to do it. It's because they have these rules to follow. But I remember that. All right. Whoa. Dang. All right, here we go. All right, man. So, okay, did I?
Yeah, we got through there.
Okay, Roberta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aw, thank you, Jeff. Jeff says thank you. Think about you guys every day.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, David. Hey, David. Hey, Jason. Hi, Kendra. Hi, all. Nice to meet you, Kendra. So glad I didn't miss this session. It's being recorded as we speak, and it'll be up for a while. Depends how this goes. Bill. Hey, Bill. Hi, Jason and Kendra. Good to see you, Bill. Thank you for coming to the stream. Ryan, in response to your question, I haven't had any questions for you during the Q&A. I've just been focusing on practice and watching your videos. With the pleasure to meet Kendra, though.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, that's great, Ryan. Just showing up is good. We do these streams, or at least the other streams too, just to connect with others. That's the main thing. So it's not just me about answering questions. It's just to connect with other people and get support for your practice. That's it. And sometimes questions appear. But I'm glad the videos are helping. I'm trying to really crank them out. So Ryan's asking, do you practice both together? I get this question a lot. If so, how often? At the current moment, it's 0. Yeah, I answered this question in one of our live streams a week ago. Okay. How it just varied. When I moved to Empty Gate Zen Center, we practiced almost every day together. Yeah. And then
morning and night for probably almost 2 hours a day, maybe more sometimes.
Yep. And then I told people too that when you went to Venezuela, we Skyped practice.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how the online Sangha started, by the way. You can thank Kendra for all this. And by the way, thank Kendra for all of these live streams and videos and all that stuff. It wasn't for her support, I would not be here. I'd be driving for Lyft right now, picking up people and dropping them off. Okay, so that's why I created Patreon. So if you want to support us on Patreon, go to my website. All right. So anyways, and then our son was born. So we moved to the Providence Zen Center. We had to take shifts. So I did the morning shift
of practice.
And then Kendra was watching Miles. And then the evening, I watched Miles, and Kendra went to evening practice. And then when we moved back to California, we had this time where he wasn't waking up at a crazy early time, and we were practicing every morning. It was like 5 something.
I think it was maybe 5:45 to 6:30.
Something happened, but then he started coming in. We did that for several months, and then he started coming in during practice, and then we just needed to attend to him. Yeah. So it's just been back and forth, and we moved here to the location we are now, and it's been the same thing. And just the last couple of years have been crazy, with my dad passing and COVID and all of these other different things and these big transitions.
Yeah.
That
well, we have kind of different schedules. Like it's harder for me to wake up earlier. I feel most balanced in my life when I get up around like 6 between 6 and 6:15, 6:30. And by then, like, Jason's already done practice. He's like in the middle of the live stream. So, I don't know, maybe it's just the Zen Center habit, like, still with you of being up earlier. And I know that's for you. I know you don't love to get up early, but it's seems like it's part of a habit. That
Definitely,
feels better
yeah,
for you.
better, because I'm usually getting the kids breakfast and stuff going,
Yeah.
so I want to do everything before all of that. So,
Yeah.
so we'll see. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
We do together action practice, which is the most important. I tell
Mhm.
everyone about this. All right.
And we support each other's practice too.
Sure.
I think that's another big one.
That's
Even if
important.
we're not practicing
Yeah.
together, I feel like we've been tag teaming a lot. So if Jason's
right.
leading a retreat over the weekend, I'm with the kids and being like the primary parent for that. If I want to do an extended, do a retreat for part of the day, Jason will take the kids. So we support each other when we each of us carving out a practice time.
Right. Thanks, Ryan. Good question. Robin, peanut butter and banana sandwich, my favorite retreat dinner. I tried that for a little while. I did. It's pretty good. Sylvia, isn't one's partner or child or pet, etc., a Zen teacher, irrespective of their beliefs or level of practice? Definitely. This is something I talk about in the stream a lot. Together action is the best practice you can do. Why is that? Because you can see your own mind. What does that mean? You get to see what you're holding on to, your likes and dislikes, your opinions, your discriminations, all that stuff. And like living with people. And if you're open to seeing that, it's very difficult to see. Usually we don't want to see it. But if you're open to see it and be intimate with it, you can learn a lot, and everything becomes your teacher in that aspect. I mean, there's also some things the kids do that are just quite amazing. Like they're so clear in the moment and responding in a way that's so helpful. And it's like, wow, you learn from that too. So, yeah, how was it for you?
Yeah, ditto. Don't have anything else to add on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, this is Gary talking. Man, you guys are a cute couple.
Oh, good. Gary.
Rob and Father Kevin Hunt just had a retreat this year with Jose Ramirez last month. Yeah, Jose's been doing this for the last few years. In fact, I think when De Kwangsim left Providence, Jose took over. So they've been doing this for some years. I haven't seen them together, but I would love to.
Yeah.
Tom, I agree, Gary. All right, Tom. Raul's here. Howdy, Raul's an interesting person. Usually has very interesting emojis, but not yet. Frederick, school's well, Kendra. We have great holiday here and my third university year in psychology and philosophy.
Go, Frederick. Keep it up.
Sweet. Yoya's here. Hello, Jason Kendra. I just saw your cake video. It's exactly like one my niece made for my mom's birthday on Friday. Exactly the same. Wow. It too was lovely. That's cool. I don't remember where I got this recipe, but it's been several years we've been doing it.
Yeah, like 6 or 7. I mean, a lot of years.
Yeah. A lot of years, yeah. Yes. Stephen. Wow, great to see your wife join you. Does Jason quote Zen koans in his sleep? Oh, boy.
No, not that I'm aware of. Not when I'm awake.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we should you know what? Oh, gosh. I don't know. Someday, what I was thinking is someday we should bring our son Miles.
Yeah, I do mess with him.
Because
I do mess with my son.
He would definitely give a rundown on kind of his dad's favorite one-liners.
Yeah, a lot of like just funny Zen stuff. But I actually gave Miles a koan that he passed. That was really interesting. And it was a very difficult one in our tradition. I was really like surprised because one thing that kids have is a very clear mind, it's a reflective mind. Wisdom, not so much. So that's why I was surprised, because the wisdom, those are the koans, right? You have to respond to something that's happening. Like something happened, and if you were there, what could you do? And so I gave him one, and it was like, boom, that's right there. I was like, wow. Yeah. So that was a great teaching, actually. He's teaching us all the time. He's teaching me this morning, too, for not helping me. But that's a whole nother story. Let's get on. Frederick, question. For what are we practicing? Or you're asking a question and I'm responding. Oh, Joe's here. Wow. So Joe McParlin, not too many people know this. Him and I go way back. So when I moved to Empty Gate, I had to start the social media stuff. I didn't want to be on social media at all. So it's really surprising. But Tam, who some of you know, Tamara and Jordan, she told me to join Facebook and like get over it. So I did. And I created
I love Tam.
at the Empty Gate Zen Center page, and I started a Twitter page just testing it out, and that's where I met Joe. And Joe's kind of like, he likes to mess with you, So we just have to be careful with him. So anyways, in a good way though. He's a good man. Good man. Okay, so he's saying when she met Kwan San on the road, wink, cheers, bro, Jason and better half. So yeah, when I met Joe, I was a monk, and my monk's name was Kwan San, by the way, if you didn't know that. Good to see you, Joe. All right, Stephen. Am I right?
Aw, yeah.
Kendra just looks very smart. Yes, that's true. She is the smart one in the family. Like I said, we need that balance, and like a wonderful person. Great channel run by great people and a great community. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. It's very kind.
David, I'm curious to know if you challenge each other to be more Zen. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means to be Zen. And how does that dynamic work? Or is it actually not something you discuss because each of you mind your own inner work?
Like if Jason says something that I don't like, and we're like, hey man, that's not very Zen of you. Like, are you talking about that type of dynamic?
Yeah, we don't. I mean, I don't see us talking about this kind of crap because it's always like, what is this practice pointing to? And that just means something is appearing. How do we connect and respond? That's really what we focus on, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
Like I guess not giving it labels and things like that, because that actually, I think, my experience disconnects you from the moment. Once you start adding Zen, or like, this is going to be a teaching I'm going to give, or, it's like you get disconnected.
Yeah. Also, I mean, that doesn't sound very nice. Like you're having a tough time with something and someone tries to tell you about like what you should or shouldn't be doing. Like,
well, it happens. I've heard this happen before. Like, and I think maybe in the beginning, I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. We have great vows, and I think that's really what we base everything on, pretty much. Yeah. I wonder if I have that. I could look it up. Maybe you can read more questions. Whoops, no.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
It's in my Google Drive, but there's some really amazing vows that we took, and we really look at that
for our wedding vows.
Yeah, wedding vows, and it's something we just go by, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. And that, I mean, there are Zen teachings embedded in that, but it's about like, how am I going to show up for my partner, and how are we going to show up and support each other? So it's not about like micromanaging what someone else is doing or not doing. And in fact, if we see like the other having a hard time, like the response that we typically try to do, if we're able to, is like see that and help. And if maybe that helping means like give them space, like, oh, Jason's really frustrated at this thing. Like, all right, I'm going to back off and I'll come back in half an hour and see if he needs help. Or vice versa. Like, if I'm like completely like exhausted or at the end of my rope, I was like, honey, I need backup here. Let's tag team. And you'll wrangle whatever needs to be done, and I can go and take a walk or chill out. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think
that's all. I think it all comes back to like, how can I help? That's always in my mind. That's something in the stream I'm saying a lot. Like, what's happening right now, and how can I help?
Yeah.
And whether it means helping myself or helping, my kids or your partner, like, I think having that. But I think it took time to develop. It wasn't just like it just happened. Yeah. Just like with any kind of practice, it's always looking at yourself and letting go of your own bullshit. That helps. And that takes time and courage.
Yeah. And getting to know ourselves, and like also, be explicit about what we need. And that is not always easy to do. I feel like that's something that I've learned more about. I don't know. I don't see you as actively or verbally doing that as much, saying what you need, but I see you managing it quite well.
Right. Yeah, we have different ways of.
Yeah, we have different styles.
Yeah. Zen Panda's here. Good morning from Taiwan, everyone. You guys should do a month stream together. Hey, you know me. I take my teacher's philosophy. Like, you shoot 100 arrows and see what sticks. And I've tried things that didn't work, that were disaster, and some things work. So if there's something that works, and you're interested, we might do it. Okay. I'm open to anything. All right. So sorry for my English. I mean, stream together 1 month. That's what I got. Yeah. Thank you, Kendra, for getting the live streams going. Yes.
My pleasure, Jeff. They really helped me, and I'm so glad that they can be helpful for others.
Yeah. Raul is clapping. There says emojis. He's known for that. Denzo, Jason, do you get paid teaching Zen and doing Kongan sessions. I think
That
you
was
might
the
have
question
asked the
before.
question before about that. First of all, becoming a Zen master is wanting to become a Zen master is not the approach. The approach is what's happening right now, how can I help? And sometimes, depending on someone's karma, maybe they can become a Zen teacher, but not everyone does. Do you get paid for it? Very little. Kendra can back that up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way our school, the Quantum School of Zen, is designed. So yeah, we get, like, for a Dharma talk, I think we get $65. I guess that's pretty good for a couple hours, but not that good. I mean, it's just like Dana. We call it Dana, and that's kind of like more of a gift rather than a paycheck.
Yeah.
Now, I do administration for Empty Gate. It's still very little, but I don't, I spend some time on it. But as far as teaching Zen, it's very little. Even the retreats, it's very little.
And it's also not set up to be a full-time gig. It's not
that's
like
correct.
most jobs, even if you're a consultant or have a private, like, therapy practice or whatever, you still basically work like a typical work week, a 40-hour work week.
That's true. Yeah.
Zen teaching is not.
I have to
like
say,
that.
because of the structure, Zen Master Sung Song set it up. He wanted people to work their ass off, bring home the money and help build the Zen Center. And that's that the generation knows. So that's why a lot of you know I created this Patreon project, supporting people around the world. First, I realized there was people who didn't have access to a Zen teacher, either because they couldn't become a paying member of a Zen center or group, or they couldn't, their lifestyle or situation didn't allow them to join these sessions that are a specific time and specific days. So that's why I created Patreon. It's like, what if I open up my calendar where people can have access to a teacher? And that's why I created Patreon. That's growing, but it's still, it's not enough to make a living. So there's no money in it, Denzel. Sorry about that. Unless you become the Dalai Lama or something like that. Okay. Raul. Hello, Kendra. You popped up in a video in the past. Jason bringing you coffee. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's a day in the life of a Zen teacher.
Yeah. He told me what he had included in his stay in the life. I said, what about bringing me coffee? You got to put that in there, because pretty much every day.
Pretty much.
That's my morning coffee is part of.
Yeah, I'm not sure I bring it to the office. Like, it was a little dramatic maybe in the video. But
I mean, sometimes if I'm in the middle of like a conference call, or I have to get on the call early and I don't have time to stop by in the kitchen and make my coffee. Yeah.
But I try to get her before she goes to the office. I guess what I'm saying. Anyways. All right. Helena, it is really great to see Everyday Zen in action. Thanks. I think it must be very valuable to have a partner to keep one in the present moment, and most importantly, supporting each other. Yeah, like what I talked about together actions. Like, we have this open mind to not, like, what did my grandpa say? It's like, usually people are pointing the fingers like this, but you don't realize you have 3 fingers pointing back to you, right? Because usually we're looking at the other person, what they're doing, why it's their fault. And Zen practice means looking at everything, but mostly looking at your own mind and how you are relating to it, right? Because we can't control what appears most of the time, but we have a decision in how we relate to what appears. And I think that's the difference, right? Just keeping that open. Yeah. All right, Frederick. Let's see, did I get that? Yeah. I ask, you respond, I listen. Yes. Can't remember what your question was, but oh, Robin has our vows. Save them from your wedding. Look at that.
Robin.
Yo, yeah. Have you ever been married before? If you read my book, you know I was.
Yes, we were both married before.
There you go.
Briefly, relatively briefly.
Yeah.
And fairly young.
Yeah. I was very young, 23. But yeah, you can read that in my book if you don't have it already. David, it could take many forms, like example, Kendra. In a Christian sense, couples challenge each other in how they follow God, for example. The vows make a lot of sense. Thanks so much. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we use them. The direction's always about, looking at your own actions and speech and how that's affecting the situation. And then the vow of just wanting to help.
There are some, a couple vows that are really lovely also about kind of, it's not just about how I show up for my partner, but it's also the life that we want to create together. So there's one vow specifically about, I'm not going to get the words exactly, but something like we vow to support each other in peaceful and ethical occupations.
Oh, right.
That's another one. And we vow to, create a caring peaceful home or something along those lines. So there's also that element of, which I think is nice because it gives us kind of a common vision or something that we're working towards. And I think that's been really helpful also as we've kind of navigated our, at times unconventional and some more unconventional than others career. It's like, it's remembering like, no, like this is part of the commitment that we're making to each other is supporting each other in our vocations in a deep sort of way. So I think that's also a lovely part of the vows.
Definitely. Cesare, okay, my question, does Jason clean up the house? I'm a very tidy person and my fiance works a lot, so I began cleaning house because sometimes she can't.
Yeah.
Let's start the family question.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not as often as I would.
I know. At times when you were working less and I was working more, though I guess I'm still working a lot, but at times.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time where you were full time and I was taking care of Miles.
Yeah. And you
I was
were
a stay-at-home dad and I would.
Yeah, you had a schedule.
Yeah, I
like,
had a schedule.
Okay, Mondays is this,
Yeah.
Wednesdays is this. And so, yeah, I'd say our house was probably cleaner at that point.
Yeah.
That was also when we had, just one child and not like
Right.
they weren't quite as big and messy. And like,
Yes.
we had less other commitments in our life. So life felt a little bit simpler. Yeah, I miss that actually.
Yeah.
The cleaning part. I miss the cleaning part. So usually, this is like super full disclosure. What happens now, we take turns cleaning the kitchen daily. So that's like our main kind of gets messy living space. I'm usually on the kids' butts a little bit more to keep their room space clean and the living common space clean. And then when we have a really low-key weekend and we don't have other things planned, Jason will often say, I'm going to do the bathrooms today. And he'll clean the bathrooms like super clean and lovely. Or you'll do the kitchen. And that's great because I don't really care for that kind of deep cleaning. And then sometimes, I don't know, every like 3 to 6 weeks, I will just, the clutter and the crud will accumulate and I will flip out like, our house is a dump. It's such a mess. Somebody, we got to clean this house. And then everyone will rally and you are great at that moment.
Right.
And like, cajoling the kids and getting things done.
I could be more, proactive on that.
Yeah. That's just honest.
Yeah. It's hard to get a schedule going again, because Kendra's starting kind of a new job basically. And I'm trying to grow something and teach more. So it's trying to find that balance. I think, just trying to find that. And just haven't found it yet, but we're getting by. I mean,
one of the best things that has helped me, Cesare, because I'm also really, I wouldn't say I'm the most tidy person. I kind of get little piles and clutter and stuff, but I definitely appreciate a clean and tidy house. And I'm very affected when it feels too cluttered and messy. So one of the best things that I've done is last year we got a robo vacuum. This is not like an advertisement for robo vacuums. I will just say that this little vacuum goes off every morning after the kids go to school, and it at least cleans like the main part of our living house. With a dog, it was nice to get all the dog hair out. And so that's kind of like my one thing. If we can at least get the main part of the house like vacuumed and tidied every morning, like great. I can cope with that. That was a lot on cleaning, but
Aaron, she put the vowels. Okay, Aaron was here. Aaron, Sickman Music. How do we have right livelihood when our decisions are made from liking, disliking, fear, and selfishness? There's a difference between having likes and dislikes controlling you. There's a difference of having fear and having fear controlling you, right? So we all have that. I talk about this a lot in my videos. But like I said, if we put our energy into what is appearing right now and responding to that, then they don't control us anymore. And then it becomes clear. And we always talk about 2 types of jobs, the inside job, outside job. So inside job is keeping clear what's happening right now. Outside job is responding to what's appearing. Very important. Does that make sense? Good to see you, Ed. Say again?
I think we have about 5 minutes. Are we stopping?
We'll see. Let's just get through these. Cool. I know hopefully our kids are not destroying the house right now. Okay, so Roberta put the vowels in there. If you want to read them, go ahead.
Yay, thanks, Robin.
Chill Dragon, Jason, I've been wanting to deepen my practice by possibly staying at a temple quantum center for 3 to 6 months. The important part is my wife says it's okay. Yeah, find out and make your direction clear. Why are you going? That's really important, because if that's not clear, then there may be some issues there. But we do have situations around the world where you can stay at a Zen center. Right now, it's really difficult because of the COVID. So everything is going back and forth between hybrid and then online and hybrid. So it might be difficult to find something. But anyways, reach out to me if you want to talk more about that. Oh, yeah. What do you do for work, Kendra? Good. I'm glad you're answering this, because the way I answer it is just so general. All right. So go ahead. What do you do?
So at the moment, I work part-time for an education policy advocacy organization. I think how to say that in a non-complicated way. So basically, well, I'll leave it at that. I work for an education policy advocacy organization. Basically, we support school districts and the entities that work with schools to strengthen their programs for children and families. And I'm also in the middle of my social work degree. So I am doing my social work internship, which means I'm at a school twice a week in a bilingual elementary school in San Jose, California, supporting children and families and working with teachers to increase student supports.
Yes, and what she does pays a lot more than a Zen teacher, to let you know, if you're wondering. Good question. Yeah. I'm glad somebody asked that. All right. Sorry for saying so much. You guys are so real. Appreciate that. That's from David.
Thanks,
Roberta's still putting down those.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So this is actually based on the Eightfold Path. Some of you know what that is. And there's been our school kind of modified that into vows, and then we modified that with Jeff Zen Master Bong Song. He's the one who married us back 10 years ago.
Yeah, we're hitting our 10-year anniversary this year.
And April will be our 10-year. All right. So Robin, thank you for putting that there. Yeah, Alan, hey Alan, my wife just walked through the living room and said, "The bald guy you're watching seems so nice."
He is nice.
Sometimes. I don't think my kids would always say that, but overall, I would say.
Yeah.
Denzo, thanks for answering my question. Jason, I must go now. Thanks for everything you do. You're welcome, Denzo. Thanks for being here. Yoginess, why'd you come so late? Oh, yeah, I didn't miss the stream. Almost. I think we only have a few minutes left, but I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. It's usually our live streams. Adam, hello, I'm late. You're late too? What's going on over there? I know Adam sometimes has, he also has family responsibilities, but also internet issues, which is a problem. He's in Poland. Zen Panda, Kendra, what are you?
It's nice to see you today, Zen Panda.
Bam. All right, Yoginess. What do you mean by that? Already appeared. All right. I think this is the end. Zen Panda Yoginess. Just wanted to see if she says don't know or Jason hits the floor with the stick. See, that's where Zen bullshit gets in the way, right? So those are just techniques we use in the interview to help us let go of our conceptual thinking. We use the hit or, I guess don't know, but we use that to trust our intuition, right? Because usually we're responding just with our understanding. But Zen means respond with your intuition, then your understanding will become clear. Does that make sense? All right. Any last questions? Man, it looks like 1 o'clock.
Perfect timing.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's a Kendra and Jason live stream. If you, I guess we'll see by the response, but if you want us to do this again, just let us know. We can probably do it once a month, maybe. I don't know. It just depends on what's happening. But it seems like it was a good response. I think it's helpful for people to again, because everyone knows that I'm really trying to make Zen down to earth. Let's see.
Sylvia.
Oh, it's cruising fast. Yeah, Trixie, I love this. I hope you do this again. All right. That's one person says yes. I think someone else did. Thank you so much. This is from Sylvia. It's been a terrific pleasure and probably the best YouTube cast you have ever made.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Yeah, I need extra help. You guys know that. I must attend to my family. There you go. See, hopefully this will be beneficial in this kind of way. Cesare, thanks a lot. Yes, please do this again. Next time I won't miss it. Vivian, thank you. It was nice to spend time with you. Robin says thanks. Alan says thank you, Jason. Thank you. Helena, thank you so much, guys. Really enjoyed our time together. Thanks again, Kendra and Jason.
Tom.
Do it again.
No, Tom.
What did
Jason
Tom-
does not talk very much at home. Not at all.
No, I don't. That's true.
Yeah.
Because I talk so much here, I just don't want to talk. My mouth gets tired. Raul, thanks all. Great couple. All right, Tom, thank you for that tip. Lovely to see you both. Such a hard-working pair. By the way, I made a donation, but my real name is not Yoya. I know who you are, Yoya. Bill, thank you. And thank you for your support. John Sweet thinks you should do it again. Okay, we'll remember that. And tomorrow, thank you so much, Kendra and Jason. It was amazing. Please do it again. All right, well,
thanks, Tamar.
That sounds good to me.
Hey.
Thanks for doing it. Yeah.
High five. Woohoo!
All right, y'all. See you all later. By the way, the Empty Gate Zen Center is not doing a live stream on Thursday. I'm doing the Zen koan workshop. Registration's full. I'm sorry about that. It just filled. I didn't realize it would fill up in 2 days. But anybody supporting on Patreon will have a video recording of that workshop. So just remember, I will not be there. Okay? But I will see some of you at practice and this and that. Let's just see. Okay.
Lots of nice things.
Lots of nice things. You're both fantastic. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. Good. Awesome. Good. All right, everyone.
Be well.
See you later. We got to check on our kids. Make
Goodbye.
sure the place is not destroyed. Bye.